In this tutorial, we're going to learn about Google Sheets 101. We're going to learn how to insert and remove data. We're also going to learn how to change the size of the cells and a couple other little tips. The first thing we need to do is make sure we're in Google Drive, and we're going to also choose the folder that we would like to be in. In this case, it's my Google Professional Development folder. And we're going to select New. Then we will look for the green logo for Sheets. First thing we should do is give our sheet a title. In this case, Google Sheets Professional Development. You'll notice that it says all changes saved in Drive because Google Drive updates as long as you are online. So here I'm just going to start typing in some information into a cell so we can see how it looks whenever it's laid out. So I'll just type a few sentences, hit enter, and it bumps me down to the next cell. You'll notice that whenever I'm typing in, it's extending past that first column cell. So cell 1, 2, 3, and 4 is extending from column A to column B. That's because the text is not wrapped, and we will fix this. So I've cleared out the cells, and I'm going to show you how we can adjust the data in there so it doesn't overlap into another column whenever we get there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label the tops of my columns. For my example, I'm going to use, maybe I'm making a spreadsheet for contact information. You'll notice contact information is hanging over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the first row, and we are going to center everything up into the column. So I choose the center logo. Alright, next I'm going to straighten this up for us and show us how to wrap the text. I'm going to select the all corner, which is in the top left of the document. Notice that everything is shaded blue. And now I want to wrap the text. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to Format, Text Wrapping. Oh, missed it. Format, Text Wrapping, Wrap. Once I click on Wrap, you'll notice a difference in contact information. It wrapped it in the cell, so it didn't continue on down the to the right and into the other column. Now that I've got the row selected, I'm going to hit Control B, Control U to bold and underline. And now my title will stand out. Whenever we enter in this information, sometimes we like for it to stick at the top of the document, and we don't want it to move. So we're going to try to freeze. The advantage of freezing it means whenever we start manipulating the data within it, the titles will stay at the top. So we're going to go to the top, we're going to choose View, Freeze, and you'll notice that we have options, 1 row, 2 row, up to current row, no columns, 1 column, 2 columns. For this instance, we're going to choose first row, 1 row. So now let's put some data in so that we can manipulate it. So I put the data in, and now we're going to change it. First thing I've done is I've selected the entire form. We are going to increase the font size. Notice that it is much bigger. And now we've got a little bit of a problem here. Our contact information is not wrapping properly. This is because of the cell size. So what I'm going to do is we're going to select the entire sheet, and we're going to change one cell size. This is going to change all cells to the same size. Notice as I slide this little line over, all of them change when I release my button. So now every cell is the same size. Now, if I wanted to do one column, I would just select that column at the top, and now as I manipulate that column, only the column changes. You could do the same thing with rows, change the row size, and this works with vertical and horizontal size for each cell. So I'm going to adjust these a little bit, and I'm going to make sure everything's centered up so it looks nice and pretty. Notice what happens when I change the cell size and the text is wrapping. So now let's select all. Let's change that cell size one more time so you can see the difference again. So we can do it individually by column, by row, or we can do it by vertical or horizontal height. All right, next, let's sort the seat. I've chosen last name. That's how I'm going to sort it. When I sort this column, the rest of the columns will stay aligned with the last name. So we're going to go to Data, and we're going to sort the sheet by column. Notice it says column B because column B is the one that I have chosen. If I choose A, you will notice that it changes to sort sheet by column A. The rows will travel with the aligned row. Notice when I change the last name, they're all lined up alphabetically. All the other information stayed with the last name. So I'm going to sort it the other way. You'll see again. Now let's do column A. Let's sort sheet by column A to Z. Notice all the information stayed with the correct row. I sort by grade. All the rows stay the same. So this gives you a little bit of an easier way to keep up with your contact information. If you've chosen to use a Google form for people to put the information in, this would be a good way to help you sort it. Now I've realized I have some information I don't need. I'm going to select that row or column, and then I'm going to go down. That was a 2-finger touch on the MacBook, and I went down to delete row. What if we need to add a row? I'll go over here and I'll select the row, and I'll 2-finger touch the row on my MacBook, right click on a Windows, and I'm going to say either insert above or insert below. In this case, let's insert it above. And you'll notice that it just adds a row into our sheet. You can also do the same with columns.